Check, 1 2 1 2. Oh no, Dulcie! Oh no, Dulcie! E.T. me! E.T. me! Hondo. Hondo. Ay. AD stuff. Strike a man. I knew he had a secret. This is the chart room where all the cool kids hang out. Well, this is the chat room where all the cool kids hang out too. The chart room is where you go for all your educational needs. The chat room has a really cool bot that will do technical analysis for you and a bunch of other stuff. I think it talks to Mars. E.T. phone home. I'm feeling lucky. How about more streets? Us two in these streets. Diamonds on my feet. Caught up in these talks. Circling my head top. Should have been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before. Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. I don't hear. Hello? My kitty cat's stuck in a tree and I don't know what to do. I go climb a ladder and get myself, but I had some back surgery and got 2 pins in my shoulders. And I don't know if I can do it. Can you have someone come out and get my kitty cat out of the tree, please? Hello? Hello? Where are my tax dollars going? Kitty! 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 Here, kitty. Mommy got some treats. Eat a dead bird. How's it gonna be? You wanna eat these centipedes? Where we gonna go? You're gonna eat these calories. Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you me them on your knees. There's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking. I believe. Nothing you can do. I believe. We need just a little cowbell to get us started. Woo! Baby, let's go. Sean, you left the buttons on again. Man, Sean, dude. Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. Bitcoin, oh Bitcoin. I'm on a small time frame again because I'm just watching on here. I plan on the big ones, listen to the big ones, just watch it being executed kind of on the small ones. See, the theory is that the bigger time frames are the ones calling the shots. And they kind of send the commands down the chain of command, time frame to time frame, hour by hour, whatever. Word goes down. And then it is executed and starts bouncing this way back up and happening, and we get this rapport. And the weekly clue is the bigger ones, monthly, weekly, daily, 8 hours, something like that. 4 hour, good. 1 hour. Down to the 15 minute, 5 or 6 minute, 1 minute, whatever. Work your way down. closer you get, the more noise that it gets, and the more noise there is, well, the more misinformation there is, and the more information there is, well, the more likely you're to hear something wrong or read something wrong. So you do better when you zoom out and get rid of the noise when you're trying to see where these things maybe are headed. But right now, what we have before us, ladies and gentlemen, on these smaller time frames is the execution of what might be a little bit of a reversal. What? What's he say? What's he saying? Reversal, meaning, as you know, when what goes up must come down. The signs on the wall are as follows. Trend line. Touchy. Kind of some more touches. Technically, you started giving it up over here. Let's be honest. Come on, let's be real. We were just giving us a little bit of hopium there and cheated just a little bit, but right there it was. Broke the trend line. That's saying, uh-oh, well, this ride's over. What are you doing now? Well, I don't know. I think I'll go long again because it's a flag to the upside. I'm going to start shorting. So what the smarter people were saying right there. Currently in a few shorts myself at the moment. Now this is on the 1 hour. You can kind of see it forming out here, but this is a reversal top pattern that's possibly playing out. I cannot emphasize the word possible because until it is confirmed, maybe you might be getting in on one of the biggest fakeouts if you go ahead and call it early, and that's not cool. He is not coolio. Now, the qualifications for this reversal pattern that we might be looking at here, there are some qualifications, and I got some gosh darn picky qualifications. I'm picky on them. I am, says Sam, I am. But if you're going to call it ahead, sortums, and we don't know. I mean, we could be still making this shoulder, but we're kind of guessing since we got rejected by these moving averages. Well, it's probably time to call it, baby. Probably time to start calling that you're probably trying to do this. So we're in this little guy, and man, you just seem kind of bright there. What's up with that? Let's go to settings here, and let's kind of take that down just a little notch. And let's paint that one red because, well, that's kind of bad news, ain't it? So pattern-wise, we've got this, and this is quite normal when you come out of a channel. That's one of the things that you see when a channel breaks. As far as making a series of higher highs and higher lows, it starts trying to make but it doesn't make a lower low. So when it doesn't, but we make a series, you know, another lower high, but we start establishing this neckline. Now, ideally, this one looks like a perfect head and shoulders pattern to me. This shoulder is lower than this one, signifying weakness in the market right here, where it can't even get back up. There's not enough in the price to get it back up, even to at least match this here at 64,000. This is a textbook head and shoulders, possibly, but we won't be able to call it complete until it does confirm, and that would be coming back to touch this neckline. Once it does that, it should be confirmed. But the fun doesn't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. Many times they can even bounce from there. It's, oh, what did their head and shoulders do? They might come back up for another run before breaking through. And then eventually we may see a slow bird and you're thinking, oh, I thought this was going to be bad. And then she comes down to, a measured move idea. That measured move, if it does happen, not saying that it will happen, but saying that it could happen, probably will happen, comes down pretty dang near close to another measure move that I've got. I cannot remember what that one. I need to make notes. We'll make notes on this one. So we got two areas of possible confluence. Let's go mark this little guy on their little template, measure move, and I will put a note. HS, head and shoulders. And we might be seeing that. Possibly, upon confirmation, we have a better probability. Until we get that confirmation, anything can happen. But right now, we see on the 15-minute time frame where we happen to be landed right now, we are below the 200 moving average, and well, that's bearish on any time frame that you're on. But I find it interesting. I really find it curious. I do. I'm going to get rid of this head and shoulders pattern if you don't mind. I find it curious how this 50 moving average is starting to curve around. Now, all the head and shoulder aficionados might be saying, look, it's an inverted head and shoulders about the form, possibly. And possibly it could be true because it's, neckline, but this is a bottom reversal pattern. And I mean, well, you are coming from a trend here. I mean, there's credit to that idea too, if you want to take that. If we're going to analyze, well, we got a trend line right here that it's possibly respecting here. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, are you think you're getting ready to break bearish or break bullish? 6 minute look rough, but it looks like she's trying to make a little bit of a comeback right here. So they got us right where they want us on this weekend. See what we're going to do here. Let's zoom out just a little bit if we might. Let's go to one that we're not really all that marked up on. Too bad. This is on the daily. This stuff looks weird on the daily. Price is below the daily 200 moving average. That's a big deal. That's a big, It's a make or break kind of moment here. It's especially concerning. We have a cleaner chart. This one's fairly clean. Yeah. Is this the one that... No. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just go here. Oh, look, we can see now. So here we're looking at the moving averages, and if you got a ribbon, a moving average ribbon, an EMA ribbon, something of that nature, on the daily, you're going to see a flip in that. It's officially bearish right now. We're under the 200 moving average, and it looks like we're getting rejected again, at least temporarily. So to me, this is a big deal and a big warning sign to just keep an eye out for, because I don't see any way to moon rocket. I don't. But I will say this, our weekly time frames are actually looking good. We're getting some good signs on our weekly. So that's kind of odd and weird. So we may be up here and ranging some sideways. We might even break that 200 moving average. A lot of times price does, but gets slammed back down as the momentum from the other moving averages are still coming down. Overall, we're good. When I put on the bigger moving averages, they're in sequential order. The 360 has saved our butts, not once but twice. My best interpretation is that we will kind of range through here over the next few weeks. And that could be coming back down to 57, 58,000. That could be on the cards. That's in a more positive scenario. I mean, the most positive one would be to just break to the upside and go clear out some areas. But we've got lots of work to do. Most notably, we had a chance. We just now lost our chance. Here we are on a Friday going to a lackluster weekend, unless we get some kind of Hail Mary miracle for people just come in. I don't know. Maybe it could happen. But this area at 65,000 right there, we've got to take that out. If we don't, we've made a lower low, which means, or a lower high, which means, well, we have a higher probability or a better chance to come down and probably make a lower low. And there we go, back to the $48,000 scene, which, you know, the people calling for that, I mean, it's on the table. It legitimately is. It's on there when you zoom out on things. When you really zoom out on this, you're like, wow, man. I mean, you could make a bearish case for this market. You really could, like when you get on the bigger time frames. And I'll share with you some of those thoughts there. I mean, when you take this high to this low, this is the 618 right there. That's exactly where we wicked back to the dot. Boom, we came back smacked above it. That's where 360 moving average is and all that we just looked at on the daily time frame, right? So that's interesting. So I got that little guy there. I'm going to dot him up. This is from our swing low to our swing high. And these are the places that we hope that this is the bounce. This is our 382 where we wick down to. Same place with that 618 area, that zone. You would hope that we could bounce off of that, because here's a little secret for you. When you pull swing high to swing, or swing low to swing high, and you get a bounce off of a 382 area, it leads to a good bounce. Boom, we did it right here. And when you get one off of a 236 area, we're taking from the whole bottom up there. Boom. Now it does not happen very often, but that's a definite thing. That's a definite bull market scenario. That's what you're always hoping to catch and that will happen when we first pull back. But it rarely does, but you don't want to miss it when it does, right? Because the price starts taking off without you. And then here we are back at our, you know, bouncing off of that. But right now we're holding this 236 area above 60,100, about 6,100. We need to hold that. That got to hold, baby. It's got to hold. We don't want to break below it, or we're going to play around 52 again or lower. So it's imperative that we hold it here on the weekly. But it's telling us on the weekly, which, you know, this one takes a while for stuff to start occurring and to play out. We've got to see price get above all these moving averages. The 9, the 21, which is hanging in right where price is right now. Or is it 63? No, it's 62.9. Now, if we can get above that and hold it, maybe we can make these little guys crisscross. And there we are on the weekly, just bouncing off the 50 like we did back here. And we carry on and we just go about our business, and we got a good day. My only concern is this thick, itchy Moku cloud, man. I don't like being close to it. Don't want to be there. Don't want to touch it. It's big and thick and can suck us in. So we're just this close to danger. We need to start doing some stuff. We need to start doing some stuff kind of quick, for real. And lucky for us, the weekly says, I wants to help you out. Our indicators on the weekly, now not yet confirmed, but we've got a potential green dot situation going here on the old market cipher. Now, it's worth noting when they do this on the weekly, as we can get a nice few weeks here, maybe the end of September, maybe this will be a green September. It can happen, rarely does. Would like to see more of them. Into October, I'm not really sure what will happen in October and November. I'm starting to think that, and then it's starting to shape up that maybe toward the end of November, probably around Thanksgiving, and it is known to happen then, when November to through those first 3 weeks of December and stuff, it can get a little weird with price action. It can, where I know we're thinking to pump, but it doesn't usually just, you know, it's not paying for your Christmas in most cases. You're usually seeing prices pull back into January and things like that. It's not fun. So we've got these areas in the market where we're going to have our spikes, and we got to get ready to take advantage of them, because if you don't have a plan to get paid and actually pull that aside and not roll it back into the market, then you're just going to watch your portfolio do what it's been doing, and it hasn't been fun watching it go big and then it gets small and then you get drawdown. And you look and see where you were at your high. If you'd sold everything at that high on your portfolio, some exchanges keep up with that, right? And from the very high, the very top that you hit, nobody ever nails that, but you'd have to completely sell out. To where we are, or even to where we came down to, but where we are now, you're still about halfway, or maybe a little bit better than halfway. You're like, huh? How much will it take to get back up there? Shout out to everybody hanging out with me tonight as I ramble on about Bitcoin and the market. Tell me, is this too much? Should we start talking about something else? I do like to ramble about the markets and stuff. And I know the sentiment out there is mixed, and we're at an opportunity, and the market's very clever at just putting us on that razor's edge, you know. If you go too hard right now and we take a dump to the downside, you're going to be feeling just like we did, you know, back over here a few weeks ago when we took that big plunge to 48 and weren't ready for it. Nobody wants to go through that again, so we still got some stage fright from that. I know that one, I did not enjoy that, and I do not want to go through that again, ever. So, so we got those situations, or we could just go sideways and get boring as hell, but that could be good for altcoins. But the thing is, Bitcoin dominance is starting to go up. Good Brain Gravy says more chop for the next 2 weeks. That's yeah, my sentiment. Brandon K found a channel, Dick to Buy. Hey, thanks for being here, Brandon. Appreciate you for hanging out, my man. We just sit around talk about crypto and stuff like that. And hey, thanks for hanging out. I know Elvis likes to have a word or two.
I'm supposed to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elvis. Can I do it? Yeah, put you up there. All right, so here are the CME futures, and this is just kind of a bigger chart idea, but I want to keep going over some of these little macro things for right now, because, you know, we need to keep an eye on that. Keep in mind, now this was over here, this is on, we just talked about this green dot here. Now, sometimes this is different from chart to chart. Let me flip over to another one, make sure we got it on the other ones. This one kind of stops on Fridays, man. It's like, you know, it's still stuck out at, I don't even think it's operating right now. This is where the big boys play. This is the Bitcoin ETF that tanked us way back in the day. Yeah, over here at the last high or whatever. Yeah, it was their fault. Anyway, here. I've been looking at these angles and throwing them around and getting some, you know, relatively, you know, the price does respect and likes these angles. Getting those ideas, and we got our upward ones, and we got our other angles. They crisscross, if you didn't know. So what are we doing? Lots of people calling this a bull flag, calling it a cup and handle. Could be. It has not broken the rules for a cup and handle. It does look cup on handle-licious. On the weekly, I gotta say, we got 200, 100. Let's go to another one. I don't trust the moving averages over there. 300. Oh, the 100 just crossed the 200, and that's interesting. Now, sometimes that causes the price to come down to go to touch that 100. Sometimes it does. I don't want to see that, but it is a scenario that we do see often here. But basically bouncing off the 50 here. That was the 360 on our, I think, our daily. slight chance we could bounce out of this. Would love to see it. The Wyckoff theory, you know, that we could be in this channel idea where you chart. You know, this guy did. These are our highs and lows, and she getting ready to jump the old creek. That was a nasty creek. I guess a little bit more apparent if you look on a bigger time frame. And maybe we start recovering. Until we get past 65, it's going to be hard. And right now, the daily is saying, not so fast, mister. Not so fast. If she's going to go up and really try to get up here to 70,000, she's going to have to make more than one run for it, in my opinion. She's going to have to start straightening out these moving averages. So I got that to say, but other than that, this daily is starting to warm up just a little bit, looks like, with the money flow, if it can continue. Let me pop to a different chart here. We got a lot of little fib areas, just depending on where you pulled them and what you're trying to do with it. But we just cleared a big one, right? We did some cool stuff going on here. Hey, can I mess this one up? Is this not the one? But now I was playing around with this guy over here on the weekly, and I'll share this idea with you. I mean, my gosh. You guys ever done this? You ever flip the chart upside down? And I'm telling you, man, when I see this, I'm like, hey, man, I might want to buy me some of this. It looks like she could come up. I'm serious. I'm always looking for this. I'm just doing the same things. I'm looking, you're above that 9 moving average. You're above the 21 and the 9. You got the 50. Look like we were getting ready to go up there to that 50. That's about 54,000. Look like we're trying to do that. There's a nice cloud there we can get into. Man, if we can get it past this area right here, about 49, we might have a chance to come up here to 37. Maybe get to 26. You got this trend line right here, but got is resistance, but we probably come up and at least touch it one more time. Maybe break that into it. That's crazy. I've been playing with some of these charts today, and wow, man, I'm telling you. I've been telling you. Look what's happened here. We got it inverted on Bitcoin. Can we see this on the? I'm on the 5-day right here. Price is crossed above the 50, was above the 9, retesting the 21, pop back into here, come all the way up to, which is down in this case, to 52. So moving averages right here on the daily, I'm going to flip it back normal. We can see it normal. They're not exactly in our favor at the moment. And there's several indicators that are on the bigger time frames showing some bearish tendencies. As bullish as the sentiment may be in the past few days with the news of the rate cuts and everything, I think we're seeing, especially right now on Friday, the way price action is done, that this is a little bit short-lived. Could be a little short-lived. Now, the smaller time for the weekly, don't get me wrong, weekly looks good. I'm hoping that in this weekend will probably be kind of lackluster. I don't know. It may not be. Here's the 4-hour. 4-hour Ichimoku Cloud says, baby, I got your back. You want to make a run for it? Go for it. Nobody is looking. There's no officers at the border. You can do it. You can get up to touch this 65,000. I mean, I know you had a trend line here. You broke it, and you're kind of riding against it. And so now it's going to be resistance, but you could still get up to 65 where we need to do before you roll over. But I do expect a rollover. I do. Call me crazy. Call me what you like, but I got all these lines here, and I want to take some of this stuff off. I want to take 57 and 55. Those are my two areas that we could, well, we'll come back to that one if we ever need to. But right now, you know, we've got this channel idea and we're respecting it. And a pullback really back here to 62,000 could happen, but look where we are, man. It makes me think, man, I would really hate to see us lose any ground whatsoever. This 800 moving average, we kicked ass is what we did. It went up to 64.1, but just not where we need to be, not above our last high. But we're bouncing around there for the last day or so. Dip below it, but we can always come back. Right below the non-moving average though. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think that we're gonna see some bullishness over this next week and stuff, and that will be helpful. But let's take a look at this for a minute. I found this to be very interesting. This is others dominance. This is basically our altcoins, our total 3. Bottom of a trend line, and this could be one of the great times before we start coming up. And now, will we start coming back up to these other areas that we were? This is where we were in the summer, April and January. This is January, this is April. Can we start getting back up there and seeing altcoins recover? It looks like that we could do that, but look, man, we're under the 200 moving average here. So altcoins are going to have a lot of fight even over the next few months, even into next year. They're still going to have a struggle whenever it comes to getting up above this, if they do. Now, watch this little trick. What if you were looking at this on a chart here on the weekly and you're like, been in a downtrend. Oh, she got above the 200 moving average, man. I'm bullish. Woo! Look, 50 moving average. We got the 200. Well, she's got some work to do, but she could work on this, maybe come back a little bit and then just break out. Baby, and this is a falling pattern. It's got a good chance, about 70% chance to break to the upside. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder to the upside, and that upside is actually downside because we flipped our charts upside down. The moving averages are not being cool right now. They're not being cool. And when I look on the daily ding dong, man, they're struggling. I do see a possibility of a bounce back over the next few weeks, but we have to be careful when we get back to. First, we gotta get past this area, 10%, then get about 10.5%, and we gotta see what happens. That's an area they could throw us down. Don't want to be thrown down there. So, in short, all this jibber jabber with all these spaghetti-looking charts is. Altcoins may be looking kind of iffy right now. The market's looking iffy right now. We may get a little bit of a pullback over this weekend as they test us. As this next week is coming in, it looks like things are going to start picking up a little bit. Getting happy, spillovers from the legacy market. Because she's trying to do some stuff over there. I think she can go up a little bit more, but she's going to face some more resistance over here. We are also at resistance, but I think we can get a little bit more of a push up. A little bit more of a push up. Maybe more of a push up. But we got to remember to pay ourselves. It's not quite altcoin season just yet, ladies and gentlemen, but it is nice to see portfolios coming back. And my plan is to take profits as I go. And then basically play the ranges. I'm playing ranges right now. Guys, let's take a look at some altcoins. Let's go back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Let's get on the topic so I won't just be rambling and whatever. And Sermi, how's it going? Message retracted. Okay. Oh, that would be a sick cup and handle on the daily. That would be. Banned books. Bitcoin is Schrodinger's cat. Global recession aside. There are worlds where it breaks to the upside and downside. Just depends on which cat you want to see. We've got so much stuff going on in the world, man, that I mean, it really can't affect Bitcoin. We all know Bitcoin would be a great store of value and everything. I don't think anybody really. Why these lines are just bugging me? I don't know why. This is the rangy thing, right? We can always pull that back up. I like having a clean chart just to look at, so I'm taking this one. Saw no price predictions. But overall, the bigger moving averages, I mean, they're up into the right. The momentum's here, but we could have a lot of shakeout through here. And if we're doing this recession thing, if we got to bounce back, and that kind of pisses me off because all this stuff that's going on has put a damper on all this stuff. I mean, we could be a lot higher if we didn't have all this stuff going on, if we didn't have the wars and all the global uncertainty and all the inflation and well, inflation probably is what helps us, but there's so many other things I think are putting a damper on the markets, but hopefully they will start turning it around pretty good. But this is also our 4-year cycle, and gosh darn it, we were getting so close to that little 6-month time period from back in April when she did what she needed to do. And then we know about 6 months we start feeling the squeeze, and that's just right around the corner. So 4-year cycle theory says that we should recover from this. Say, screw you moving averages. I don't care what you say. I'm taking them to the moon, and I hope that it does. I hope that it does. But for these next few weeks, I think it's going to be... I think we're going to have some nice volatility, and, you know, we could see, was it about a 15-20% range? About a 15% range that we might be bouncing through? Yay! Anyway, let's take a look at Caspa. Let's see how it is doing today. Is this my charts are messy. I'd rather get on one that we normally look at for Caspa. So, first target, 17.6. That one got hit. It's having trouble getting past that. That's why we pick these targets. And look, it could not just 1 time, but 2 time and 3 time. You make money up to 3 times. She's having trouble getting past that. To me, overall, and I mean, you guys don't want to hear it. You don't, but I'm trying to pick off all these little squiggles I got on there. Let's zoom out. Let's take a look at the weekly. Guys, how you doing on the weekly? Yeah, that's still okay. The price action looks very tired, but the indicators are still okay. They could do better, but overall they're still doing pretty good. So there's still some strength and momentum there. That's cool. She's just been a really, slow mover, but at least she's at 17 cents. She's not at 3 cents, not at 2 cents anymore. Bounced off the bottom of the trend line. We're good. Have a breakout there. We kind of lost this guy. Let's get rid of some of these lines here. I mean, that was an important one to keep, but let's get a little bit more noise. 4 hours is a pretty decent place. All right, trend lines. Tell me what's going on, baby. We got this guy and Zulaf. You got something going on right here, which looks like a complex head and shoulders. It does. It's slanted up. If you want to go by patterns. Let's see. We turn these off so we can see the chart. What I like about Caspa, what I like about it right now is that we're hanging strong here at 382, and now we're at this area right here to 236. So I would safely say that we need to hold this area. We do not need to lose this. Do not need to lose this trend line. If we do, then well, you got this little guy coming into play. Complex head and shoulders. I mean, she's got 2 shoulders here and 2 shoulders there. It's an alien. And you put that at the breakout, and it tells us that we can come down here to our 618, which is where I would think that it would come from a top here anyway, and that could be our excuse for it to happen. Or the Ichimoku cloud is suggesting she's faking you out, people. She's getting ready to do something big. And that's just the rumor on the street by the Ichimoku cloud. She said, there ain't no rumor, it's going to happen. So she's over here swearing up and down and spilling her guts that Caspa's getting ready to make a strong ass move to the upside. Here on the 4 hour, our other indicator is also suggesting, hell yeah, Road Dog. It's a Mercury knows what's going on. Word on the street, for real, for real. This is when I just got to bring back my moving averages, and I'm like, what are you saying? And they're just like, they're all squeezed together there. They're like, they're grouped up. They're conspiring together. Do you see that? We just ran right in on their meeting. They're conspiring right here together. They're planning something. Find it weird that the 9 crossed the 21, but that could change just as easy as it crossed. It can just flip the other way. Wow, man, it looks like Caspa came down to 16.9 and she don't want to be here no more. I'm surprised, Caspa. Caspa, you getting ready to go up? For real, for real. Look at this on the 1 hour. There's not even a trade set. Look at all this noise, all that chop, chop, chop. There's a lots of buying and selling. I was partaking in all this stuff too because I'm doing a range thing right now. She's got some stuff to make up, but that's cool. She's above the 200 moving average and the 9 crossed the 12. All the signs are showing that, yeah, we can start moving up now, Caspa. Where you headed next, Caspa? Tell us now. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where Caspa's going to go. She's above her zone there. Looking good. 17.2. Let's hope she... Oh, man. I forget about the tiny numbers we're dealing with. Okay? We're still all within 17 cents. All this is still within 17 cents. It kind of makes me feel like Forex when you see them. We're all like within a penny of a dollar. Wow. Awesome. You start having to trade in micro thinking. So interesting. Casper looks like she wanted to do something this weekend. Cool. Sweet said, $1.12. What the hell are you talking about? I got my eye on something higher. She has went totally parabolical. Though we know where she's going to go, I can give you a pretty gosh darn good idea. Swing high to swing low. We just look back where we've been, baby. That's all you gotta do. She's already at the area that she may not get past, but if she does want to just kind of put a little bit more gas on the, on the fire there and do just a wee bit more, maybe 181 might happen. But it's starting to shape up like she might have just found her high right here. She may have exhausted herself. We'll have to take a closer look here. You know what? This is Market Cipher or BMC. This is the free version. One of the best parts of this, and probably the strongest indicator here, is the money flow. It's this red line right here, and it's just now flipped up above the 0 line. So now it's green. A little cheat thing is this bar down here. It turns red to green, so you can just look at that in case you can't see it because it looks kind of clustered. Looks like you dropped an Astro Pop, the little things that we had when we were a kid, the little pointy triangle things. They're like, it's pure sugar, corn syrup or something. But anyway, we used to eat them, but they were all colorful. Or those ice creams, they had some red, white, and blue ice creams and stuff. And they just melt on the pavement. That's what it looks like. You smeared it, but the Daily is saying you better keep those higher targets in mind. All right, so taking that into account, because it looks like there will be a few altcoins that just want to start popping, and a lot of them are just going to sit around and like you're poking them with a stick and saying, "Are you breathing? Do you have a pulse? Hello? You're supposed to change the world, remember? That's what you said on your website. You're going to revolutionize the world with blockchain technology. Why aren't you doing it?" So we have those conversations to look forward to. Well, I'm going to have to throw one extra little bullish target there to $1.98. $1.81. It's doubtful, but I mean, who knows? If she keeps wanting to go, I can't see it happening because moving average hasn't crossed yet, but she could bounce back and then start taking off again. You know how these things do, man. Right now, she looks like she want to go for a second run, so what are you doing? What are you doing? She looked like she's flagging out, but she's below it, so I'm skeptical. She's wanting to pull back here on the 4 hour just a wee bit. MACD's starting to show. I'm tired, baby. I'm way up here at 0.1. I need to come back to 0, get a little a little thump, or at least back to 0.04. Best thing you can do is identify a trend line, and when she breaks, if you're not out at 143, chances are, if she does come back and breaks that trend line, she could come back to 120 and say, man, I wish I took profit at 147 or maybe at 142 when that trend line broke. Can't tell you how many times I've had that conversation myself. But she's already broke one trend line on this smaller time frame, so now we're trying to see what she's up to. She broke this one right here just recently at 149 cents. Not it for me right now. The drop may just be down here at the bottom trend line. 50 moving average is there to support it. If so, then maybe she'll carry on and retest these areas. We just don't know at the moment. That's when I started looking at the bigger time frames, zooming out, and man, that Ichimoku cloud looks bitchin'. Whatever she is deciding to do, any pull, this is probably a strong one to get into. And in my personal opinion, any of these would be great places. I doubt, seriously, that we will see her come back below $1 just anytime soon, but about a 102, 115. 131 might be a sweet spot to start nibbling. I mean, she should come back below it. She should. There's 200 moving average. We should find our rejection eventually. But then again, like I said, the money flow is just now getting started. There's got to be a little pullback. I would say 131 would be the target if she's going to do something really, really freaking wild here. So for the degens, looking for the more cautious degens, the ones that aren't just FOMOing in right now, let's just go ahead and put it all in. Roll the dice, baby, let it roll. 131, 132 would be a good place. If she bounces there, it could be that real strong move that it's kind of suggesting to 181. Or else she can peter back out and come back to 112, 113. That should happen, but that money flow's making me second guess it. And the Ichimoku cloud's making me second guess it. Making my degen senses, spidey senses tingle here on the daily time frame. Come on back, baby. You want it. You need it. You can do it. You special. Everybody loves you. Let's go, baby. Sweet. I mean, she has made a nice comeback. She's been to 47 cents. Hung around, say 80 cents for a while. And now, maybe headed to 180. Hey, we got Joe from Trade Intuition. How's it going, Joe? Joe's a fellow YouTuber. Go check his channel out. Teaches every day, about 3 o'clock-ish, right through there, usually. His thumbnails have it posted when he does. I thought about it. I don't have room to do that on mine. The boobs get in the way. Man Books Jr., how's it going, my man? Go Casper, long-term holder. What do you think of Bitcoin's stock to flow? Can Bitcoin decouple from the S&P? Has it? Well, I don't have a stock to flow chart. It's not something that I watch other people talk about it, but I don't ever just get it out and start playing with it over here. But yeah, I've still got my eye on S&P because we called this one on a show long ago on this area up here. There was some very bearish sentiment going on, even in the chat during that time. And I'm like, when price was down here, like, it's going to tank. And I'm like, nah, dude, I got this one. I pulled out my fibs and got the magical fib number. There are a couple more levels, but this was an area that it definitely was a pivot point. But now as she's reclaiming it, oh hell, she's gonna get bullish. She's gonna keep trying to go, but she's still got a few other areas. This little area about 57. She can need to get about 58. If she gets about 5,800 on the S&P, she can go off. That should spill over into Bitcoin. If this market's going to do good, my take, this should spill over into the Bitcoin. My biggest concern, I think, was Bitcoin dominance, because Bitcoin dominance looks fucking, I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that, looks freaking bitchin'. And when you zoom out on Bitcoin dominant, I know people want it to roll over and everything, but when you zoom out, man, it's kind of like some altcoins we looked at, like they're trying to do something. Ichimoku Cloud's saying, let's rock. Weekly just got the green dot saying, let's rock. VWAP just crossed bullishly saying, let's get it on, man. Weeks and weeks of dominance going. She's not going to stop at 60, I don't believe. If we're looking at this pattern-wise, we've got a rising wedge. Could draw it better here on the weekly, but we'll come down to the daily and it'll fill out. But if that one breaks the upside, 60 is nothing. 60 is just a speed bump, is all that is. We're looking about 66. Now think about that, 66% of your altcoins being in Bitcoin. And if that sounds, nah, that never happened, Road Dog. Remember that at the height of our market, well, on January 2021 and September 2019, right before altcoin season started, because that's when they start, when we peak out on Bitcoin dominance, and then we start losing it. And then you're like, oh, hell yeah, I got my altcoins backpacked and they're going up. And we're not there. We're not even there. We're nowhere close to that yet. We're not ready for Bitcoin dominance to reverse. We're ready for it to go up. And when that happens, not good, bueno things happen for altcoins. Now, they can do some stuff. Rising tide lifts all boats, but the big boat out there is going to be Bitcoin still in the show. Well, that I've been preaching for 2 years, this scenario. One of the reasons why I've got more heavy into Bitcoin this time, but still, I look back and say, oh, I should have went harder. I should have went more hard and said, yeah, a few altcoins. We'll pick up a few altcoins, but focus mostly on Bitcoin. I would have some different results. We got a measure move from this breakout. We just broke a trend line, and it's suggesting taking it up to 83%. Now imagine that. Now what does that say about altcoins? As there are more and more altcoins just being put out there, especially meme coins created every day, diluting the market, altcoins are going to have a tough time, and that's what I'm bringing up over with Total 3. Total 3. Oh, goodness gracious. She's going to have to do some work, and I think she's going to be shaking. Now, there'll be some goodness. There will be some goodness. Don't get me wrong. But until she needs Jesus is what she needs. We'll have some up and everything, but we're going to get some chop. This actually looks better. We're above the 200 moving average, so in theory on the weekly, I can't say much about it. On the daily, though, we could get rejected off that moving average like we did over here, and we couldn't keep it over here. Made a head and shoulders, looks like over there, lost it. Didn't even touch it this time, and you know, we're bearish as long as we're under it on the daily. And that's why I'm a big proponent of, you know, take profits on your altcoins when you can, but don't give up your position. I wouldn't sell up your whole position. Maybe partition some of it off, play with 50% of it or something like that. It could be an idea. Something that I would, now that I'll do it, or more, or some other stuff. Take a look at Tau BitTensor. We usually follow that one a little while on the channel. She's got the inverted head and shoulders, my friend, and breaking up, and oh man, oh, are you gonna leave me hanging, dude? 436 is my measured move, dude. You gotta go touch it. Don't make me look. Don't leave me hanging, BitTensor. Come on, I thought we were buds. She's just teasing me, I think. You're gonna touch your eye? Don't leave me hanging. Don't blast through it. Well, I mean, I'd like for you to blast through it. We got another measure move. This is the one for the head and shoulders right up here. I want to fine tune you. Since you're going to be that picky, I'm not going to let you shortchange me anymore. 567 from the inverted head and shoulders. It's not going to be a straight move. It'll be ups and downs. And there is that 64% chance at some point, either here may satisfy it, or maybe even after getting up here, that we come back and we touch this area about 380, 375 right through there. That's what happens with the pattern theory, and that's what it usually does, but everybody forgets about it and we're like, oh no, what's happening? Yeah, I see a lot of pattern traders, they forget the patterns they came out of. And I'm like, well, you got to measure move right there. All we really need to do is just sit back and wait. And it's like, well, let's get down to this flag. And no, this one says the what to go down here to $300. Well, you know, you get all this, the flag to the upside. You get all these little things. And I'm like, dude, man, it's just, we got this. We should be heading there. Can we let it ride? Is that so bad? Can we just let it ride? Can we do a swing high and a swing low? Tell me where price is gonna go, baby. What's up here? I want to see how the wick does. Just go with the regular top. I'm going to ignore that wick. We are above the 382 Fibonacci. I can see us definitely retesting that at 390. Good wick below for the series rock at 370. On our way to 529, measure move at 567, suggesting that we're not going to stop there, dude. We're going to keep on going. Maybe not, but 529 definitely makes a good target to pay yourself. As from where we are right now, for all you degens that just can't control yourself and FOMO in, so I hit the buy button. Sorry, finger slip. After you ride the ups and downs, you might come out with about 30% profit on that. Your $100 turns into $130. You're like, oh, well, that was cool. Can we make more? Can we do it faster? Tail moves pretty nice when she gets started on her run and inverted. This is a change of trend, downward trend. We're reversing, inverted head and shoulder, up above it. Make a series of higher highs, higher lows. Should be coming up here about $500 pretty soon. Pretty soon. Right here is a support resistance slip. So you guys see that? Right over here, right just above our 0.5 fib area. That's about 485. I would look for that to be a nice little target, if I might say so myself. 483. This little guy, VET. Always good to grab this little sucker when she's under 2 cents because she ain't gonna stay there too long. On the bigger time frames, VET down here in good old juicy bottom areas, anywhere below 2.08. It's a good accumulation thing for this one because when she gets going, she gets going. Even this year alone, we were at 5 cents. When we come back and eventually complete that double bottom, you see this cheek and this butt cheek and all this other stuff. This was the butt crack. When we start coming back up there, and then we're double that to 10 cents, at least 8. 10 cents should be your measure move, and you got targets at 12 cents. So think about that. It's a slow play, one that you just kind of nibble at while she's down here and build up a bag, and you kind of let it sit back there and wait. And then later on in the bull market, you're like, holy crap, that's like over $10,000 or $20,000 now. How'd that happen? Because it grows exponentially, and that's just up here, man. I'm talking, she got up to 27 cents last time. Came back for a run at 18 cents. What if? Don't know that she'll make it. What if 12 cents? That's 4x. What if she does come back up there? That's a 10xer. Buy them on the lows, sell them on the highs, or just sell them on the way. Sell them for more than what you pay for them. That's the trick, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if anybody's ever said that to you, but as long as you're selling these higher than what you buy them at, you're doing pretty good. Minus fees and all the other sneaky stuff that they throw in that, you know, get their little fingers wet and stuff. I'm just saying they. But we need they. If it wasn't for they, this would be impossible. So we depend on they. Thank you, they. They being our exchanges and whatnot. Well, they gotta eat too. Stacks right here. I was looking for a roundiness, and maybe my roundy's not round enough. But in a nice accumulation, and it is starting to deviate, man. I mean, we can draw a trend line, and now we can see she's starting to. Well, actually, she broke above it. Now she actually respected it and bounced off of it. This is a good, very good. We got this idea to go with now. We've established a good trend line, and she's deviating from it. She's trying to do something, man. Stacks might be trying to go up to $2 pretty soon. I'm just throwing that idea out there. I'm going to delete all of this because, well, I do stuff like that. And we're just going to look at if things are starting to turn around a little bit for altcoins right now, and I think that they could, like I said, we should have a couple of good weeks coming up. But it will not last. You will find these things on sale, maybe at these prices again. Probably before the year is up. I'm just saying. We are above the accumulation zone, so the sweet spots, we're buying it anywhere below now. You're a latecomer to the market right now if you're doing that, but it's not horrible. Some people prefer to be latecomers. Everybody's got a different style, different risk tolerance, and it just makes these markets make sense in different ways to different peoples. And there's a lot of overlap, and then there's some things you're like, why aren't you doing this? And you're like, well, I don't want to do that. Why are you doing that? Like, well, because it's the way. You're like, no, it sucks. Like, this is the way. Like, no, man, no, you're missing the point, dude. Like, no, dude, you don't get it. You don't And so then we get into, well, your 3A sucks, your strategy stuff. So I'm like, dude, everybody's different. We just trying to make sense of it. At least with this, we're identifying the pivot points. That's all I need to work with, and get those pivot points. I can make a plan. And we can go from there. You're starting to look good, Stacks. I like the way you work it, yo diggity. Oh no, you moved the wrong one. You're fired, Sean. Sits in that control room. I swear he picks his nose. I do not, Road Dog. Shut up. Stacksy. Now, imagine Stacks getting, 420. Hey. Stacks hit that 420, dude. Yeah. For real. I think she's going in higher, dude. I think she's going to hit like 460. Like, tubular. Hey, man. Hey, Stacks, can we ride with you, man? You know, you're kind of cool. Can we hang out? Yeah. It could happen, dude. That's on the table from what we got. We could get $4. We could get higher. We get 558 out of this little guy, and she's at 174 right now. That is juicy to me. Getting up to our first target, 23%. Getting up to 277, where I expect her to fully go. Just give her some time and a little bit of gas, or maybe don't need no gas. You just find her walk barefoot. I don't know how she gets there, but somehow show up at 275 one day, and you're looking at, dang, Stacks, how'd you? I didn't even see you get here. Nobody's even talking about it. There you are. Bare feet and everything. Coming up to our next target at 324. That's 91% gains. That's almost, right near almost a moonbagger. Might be if you're already in stacks below 168, which if you're watching me and me talking about it, I'm definitely degened back then because I'm a degen. But if we do hit this target, man, that's 173. And I don't know, Stacks may have bigger plans. Bigger things. Bigger things to kill, I guess. Let's see, this was it last time. Maybe. Wow, it kind of makes you feel like, well, you should have took some profit over here in March, man, at 327, because that may be close to its all-time highs that it gets. It can get higher, but what if that was it and you didn't take profits? I'm guilty. I didn't. Shoot, it's hard to, when you're in too many coins and keeping up with stuff. You get opportunity cost. You think you're doing good, but it's opportunity cost in the market. Can't keep up with all this stuff. I'm gonna check out render, and then we'll get back to the chat here. If you guys got anything you want me to take a look at, throw it out there real quickly. I think our little timer's starting to. We're going to put another 10 minutes on there. I've been going an hour. It's hard to believe. We're on Renda. She's coming up to our first target area, which you can view this as a double bottom there. You can do it as a double bottom. She's got some cellulite in them cheeks. Look at that. Choppy. I know a doctor that can help you out of that. And then this double bottom here, which is starting to confirm. This one's got a measured move, takes us up here. Basically, all the chip doesn't get it because we know that she can do these big, strong moves. Let's just see if she wants to do another one and take us up to 662, because that's where she really need to be, baby. She need to get above 540. If she don't, then she's going to hang around through here. Let's accumulate a little bit more, but it looks like she's ready to try to rock and roll it. And from here to there, man, what we got? From here to there, that's the first target. 25% gains, $100 worth of render, now be worth 125 here in, I don't know, what would we say, a week or two? $1,000 worth of render would be worth about $1,250 in a couple of weeks, maybe more. She's just getting started. Now let's think about these ideas. If you got a few weeks to kill and everything, let's move you out of the way. Well, this little double bottom, this one, and then we just make a bigger version of that pattern. Now she may flirt around through here for a little while. Yay, more time to buy more render below 660. But there's a measured move from this little guy that, depending on how you want to take it, you can get all risky down there if you wanted to. But it takes us up here at least to the $8-9 area. I would dare say that all this area through here could be reclaimed, because this is where we stayed the most and fought, and that was support, and that's going to be a major resistance area, about 988, 987 in that area, maybe up to size $10. Now, when I consider that, and that this is a bottom area, confirmed bottom area, it's just right now getting ready to try to leave the accumulation zone for render. I mean, in this, excuse me, if your bags are not packed right now, if your seatbelt is not on and fastened, here's your barf bag, but things are getting ready to happen here in render in the bigger picture of things. Sit back. Would you like a martini? Oh, coach. So sorry. Imagine, if you will, buying a coin, putting it away on a digital wallet, and forgetting about it for months on end. What havoc could be wreaked in that scenario? Would you lose everything? Or would you be the next crypto millionaire? Look, 89% gains if we come up here to $9. $9, make it holla. I get paid to do the wild thing. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. You're making everybody unsubscribe, Road Dog. Stop it. Render, I think she's got some good stuff going on. Looking at her on the 4 hour, she's above the 200 moving average. Good for you. Do it, do it, do it. Other one's got some work to do. Might bounce around through here a little bit. Accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Then render going to start doing some things that she ain't done in a minute. Render, you was hanging about $6, and then you came all the way back down to $4.50. Doesn't sound like much, but it's not fun if you're buying up here saying, I believe, render, and it's not fun if you're sitting over here watching somebody else on a, well, let's look at render over here. Oh, look, we just put her in the O flag. It's either going to do this or do that and fly out to the, yes. She's kind of twisty. To the upside. I get you all riled up here for some big crazy thing. We talked about this. I think we talked about this over here. Look, I can see render going up to by August. And yeah. The thing about flags are that they suck when they're underneath resistance, and if you don't peep that out ahead of time, I'm just saying, if you do peep that out ahead of time and you say, I don't know about that flag idea, I gotta see just a little bit more from that. I know a sucker's born every minute, but I ain't gonna be this one. So that's the major thing. Always looking for, are those flags to the upside? Is there a resistance point above there? Could that be why that sucker did not work out? I'm just saying. I should have made a butt crack instead. Wow. And then lose 28% in the rundown. To the upside. Anyway, render's starting to do good now. We need to see you get above this at 540. Don't forget to smash the like, says Joe. Hey, I appreciate that, Joe. Thank you very much.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you.
Stricker says, I hit the like again for safe measure. Slenda says, I bought more Casper today. I'm trying to do something different right now. I mean, I talk about doing spot margin, and I talk about my strategy, which is, I think if I had to describe it, I would call it like an hourglass strategy, where I identify a range, and you know, what I did, I got spot margin, and I can use that as collateral. So I had whatever value that was. I did it different this time. I took that, I put it in a limit order at some godforsaken price that if it hits, I made, yes, bank, woo! That it's not, so it's to the side. And then, so that way I'm not spending those. I've got that. It's double what I put in. I'm trying to keep this bag growing. But then I've got some, since we had our come up, I've got some extra leverage that I can play with, right? So what I'm doing is that I'm borrowing coins and then I'm layering out. Sometimes they're incremental, they may be equal, and a lot of times I'm trying to taper. And I'm just taking the range. If they're equal orders, it's more like a hedge. If they're like this, and I mean from lows that we've been to before and highs that we haven't. And you know, as she comes up and gets those shorts, I roll that in and just put it as buys, and we're just, you know, dipping in and out, dipping wherever price goes. I'm shorting and I'm longing, I'm slonging and slonging. And I can ride it. I can ride this as far down or as far up as she wants to go when I'm doing that, because the price is moving through here, and I'm like on a Bollinger Band. I've got orders. I've got orders on either side. So if she goes up here, I'm up here. And if price comes down here, well, I'm doing this. So it's a little bit of a different strategy, but it's since we're uncertain and I still want to try to build my bags, that's one of the things I'm working on right now. Is we shall see. We shall see. Mr. Miles, I like the the Ninja Turtle ice creams. Their eyes were gumballs. I don't think I ever had one of those. I don't ever get it out and just start playing with it. Road Dog 2024. Angel's guest list says Alchemy Exchange Chart ADS. We looked at that before, right? And KuCoin. Yeah, we charted it before. What's going? Well, I fibbed her out. Is what I did. Okay. She's at 886. She's going strong, baby. How much stronger can you go? All right, now which one can we? I'm trying to race one of these guys. Is it you? No, I want to keep you. It's this you right here. There we go. Not that. Oh crap it. Anyway, well, we had targets when she was down here in these areas. 20. And I did not go with some of these other areas here. I went with 20 and 21, and then we just kept on going. I'm sorry. I have to have a cutout point at some point so I don't appear that I'm too freaking bullish and all these people. Let's get rid of all that. Look, nailed it. Oh, we didn't. We've got to do that for the algorithm. Wait. I'm sorry. I forgot YouTuber rules and stuff. We have to do this for YouTube algorithm. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for text. Hello, text. How you doing? Where you been hanging out? Where you hiding? Can't even spell. We got to blow this up to like 400. Yeah, nailed it. Oh, it's almost time to go. So we will take a copy of that and we will post it over here to the Telegram group. There are invites in the descriptions, private group, free. Just select, I guess you would say. Put it over on the vanity wall because that's what we do. I don't have no. I'm just going to go. What is this? ADS. Nailed it. So the question is, what's it doing now? Is it time to get out? Blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look. Let's look and zoom out. So what we got to do is too much noise. Clear this chart and let's look at it fresh and anew. Do you see? Do you see? What is that critter, man? What is this critter right here? Her eyes? Looks like a wicked salamander. I don't know. There is no neckline. We got candle bodies over here, but we got this. Maybe you can get a, I don't know. Even I'm more picky on necklines than Thomas Bukowski is, so take that for what you will. I'm picky when it comes to these little suckers. He can go with I like to get a full neckline. Just like when you get the tool, man, that you draw, you got to have a full neckline for that thing to color green. I agree with that, but even the master himself, Bukowski, can just go with an area here for a neckline and call it a head and shoulders. So he's living life in the tropics anytime that he wants to, whereas I'm stuck comfortably where I'm at right now. 26, are you coming? 26 cents? You might be getting there. What I like to do in these situations is pull out my fibs, and I just can't help it. I'm just a fib addict. I can't stop once you start playing with the fibs. 24, you need to be paying yourself here. She might want to go above it. It could happen. If she does, she will come back and probably retest it, and you can just put that money right back into it. But right now is the perfect place, according to the fibs that she's at right now, to say, hey man, I'm going to peel off 10%, 25%, just in case she decides to come back down here, where you can get her at a possible discount of 27%. But you're saying, hey man, Road Dog, dude, man, no, I want to wait till she gets up to $1 or something, dude. Diamond hands this little sucker. You can, that's cool. Now, let's say that we're wrong. She doesn't pull back and she pumps up here and says, screw you, Road Dog, I told you, man. Then she rolls over and comes back, and you could take that in and just jump back in, and you've spent you risked a few dollars to save your ass from 26% drawdown, basically, because you jump back in up just a little bit higher, you know, instead of getting her at 24.5, you got her at 24.7, and oh my god, it's the end of the world when she reaches 59 cents. That is really going to hurt me. My accountant is not going to enjoy this at all, and my family expects so much more from me than this. It's not going to be that drastic, and then you can, you know, go on and make it our 39% on that. Just taking a little risk management ideas there by paying yourself at these fib levels. I preaches it until I do's it and you do's it too, I guess. Seriously, my best strategy is based off of fibs. Let's give a shout out back to the chat again. See what you guys are doing, man. We got Brooks Jr., Strega. Oh, mean mugging me. Uh-oh. Manbook says, what are your thoughts on XRP and XRPL, centralized versus decentralized currency debate aside? What do you think about them deploying smart contracts on XRPL? Any difference you see between Monero and Keep Network? I'm not as familiar with Keep. I'm a little bit more familiar with Monero. It's been around for a long time, and it is definitely, you know, they still ain't cracked it, baby, that we know of. My thoughts on XRP is that she's slow as Christmas, but I mean, she's doing better now and definitely helped out crypto. I mean, we owe her respect to XRP for everything it's done in the space. It's been a leader in the space. They had enough money, they could have just rolled over and said, screw it, we'll just pay the fines, kept on going, and everything would have kept on going crazy. It's a messy chart, that's for dang sure, XRP, but with anything else until they get above the 200 moving average, and it's trying. Until it does, then, you know. So here's the thing. I mean, this just happened with Bitcoin too, right? We had everything just come under a 200 moving average, and so what happens? We'll get down, that's for sure, but also just a bunch of chopping. If we're bullish, we'll start hanging around that 200, trying to push above it, which is what XRP is doing. I think it's been an basically, just put it in a nutshell, she's been in accumulation, and when we zoom out, we can look at those things and make a little bit more rational decisions. She's still in accumulation, so still a good time to accumulate XRP right now. And I mean, you can go 3 or 4x out of this one. She can come up 160, 132. That looks probable over the next few weeks, and we only have so many weeks, about 52 to, I don't know, to 70, something like that, 52 to 65 left in this bull market. So how many candles have we got back here? Well, right here, 62 right here, so we've got just as much time from as we had in July 23, right here, to do what she's gonna do. And she's still below accumulation, so XRP fans, I'm just not meaning to say anything bad, but in that amount of time, it would be amazing. She's just got to go on a rocket ship just to go back to $3 where she's been before. I'm just throwing that out there. It's realistically on a lot of these altcoins, as saturated as this market is in altcoins, a 618 is about all I'm hoping for out of a lot of these altcoins. I don't expect them to get back to their all-time high, and I'm just being realistic. The market is that saturated. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe they'll blast off, but we've only got so long. This is December 2025 right over here. And this is what she's done all this time. What's she going to do? Maybe $1.32, maybe $1.60. And, you know, that's cool. It's gains. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe she could spurt up there. I mean, she can do it. She can get on a spurt, on a tear. If she does, I can't see more than 242, 218, or maybe any of these 160. So she got to start doing something quick if we're going to do that. Let's go XRP. Woo! Get that 3x right there. Ain't no shame in 3x. I just saying. Here's Jupiter. Here on the weekly, we were below the 9 moving average, so I make fun of you every chance I can. You suck, Jupiter. You're a loser. You gotta shame them. Shame. Make them altcoins feel bad. You gotta give them a good talking to every once in a while. We do it all the time here on the show. Not all the time, but special moments when I get the request. Because if you didn't know, your boy Road Dogg is a bona fide coin whisperer. I will talk to your coins and try to talk some sense to them, and you would be, with the exception of QNT, which is, I don't know how to say this tactfully, but not the sharpest knife in the drawer, that QNT, and I'm just going to leave it there. Needs a little special help, a little special guidance, but other than that, you know, your boy got a little special touch when he talks to the coins. I'm just saying. Sweet talk 'em, bad talk 'em, we just talk 'em. We put the hoodoo on 'em. How you doing? Hope you're doing better. You're doing hoodoo. Jupiter, baby, you trying to do a little breakout? She's gonna have to fight for this, and it's gonna be, I don't think it's going to happen just quite yet. I may be totally wrong, but I don't see her getting much above 94 cents. She's at 83, making another dime. Have to fight around through that. This is on the 3-day chart, so that's good for a few weeks. What do you got going on the 4-hour? 4-hour looks kind of nice. We got a flag at resistance, so that's not great. So I don't know that it's going to make it this time. But you do have some good signs here in the 4-hour. Getting ready to get your buy signal. It means buy the next pullback, and she should be due for a pullback. Looks like she may have broke that trend line. She broke a trend line. Shame on you, Jupiter. Man, can I take you anywhere? You got to always break things. What's up? Come on, dude. My gosh. So she's at 3.8. That's cool. Good chance she might come back down to 77, 78 over the weekend. Maybe. If not, she's maybe double bottoming here. I'm just saying, I'm throwing this out there. I hate to give you two scenarios. Ichimoku Cloud saying, I ain't gonna let her go down there, road dog. I'm gonna help her. If she wants to bounce here, that could lead to a nice big ass move, the kind that the likes of which you have never ever seen. For real, I know I'm looking like the crazy guys, but it takes us up to our 618 area right here, about $1. Eventually, not in a straight line, but it can if we bounce off of this 82 cents. If we don't lose 82 cents, we stay out of this cloud. You know, that could happen. That might be something we could talk about. I'm just saying. But man, I don't like her breaking that trend line, and that's not something that you normally see. Normally, they'll kind of lose it and then come on down to 77 cents, which is what my initial thought was, and I still will stick with that. That can still happen. She's below the non-moving average, and I'm talking bad about her. You suck, Jupiter. Oh, you're above it. No, you're below it. You suck here too, Jupiter. Ichimoku Cloud really likes it. I think they got something going on. I think they're having an affair. They're just trying to stay spread apart right now just to make it look like they get together and bump candles together. I think they do. Something going on between you and Ichimoku Cloud. Y'all got some kind of secret language going on. I don't know what you're up to. I don't. It looked like it might be all right, but y'all doing something sneaky and underhanded. I'm just saying, Jupiter. Follow these trend lines right here and it says, oh, there's a resistance. We need to come down. Ichimoku Cloud looks like she wants to help this one do some stuff, but the realistic, all the other indicators and even the price action itself suggest that she need to be coming her ass back down here, calming down, not getting too full of herself, start coming back somewhere below 80, get around 78, 75, something like that. 70, well, 200 moving averages of what? 76, 77, 78. Look at little piece. I presented that the way that I will now take credit for if she goes up or if she goes down. Or if she goes sideways. No, I expect her to. She wants to come down. She needs to come down for healthier price action. That would be cool. Retest these areas before we break out. Flagging out below resistance is always risky, and then you're also in resistance here if you look back, and you just got to zoom back and look back a little bit instead of looking at, oh my god, there's a flag to the upside. I mean, if that's your first instinct, you're going to be very disappointed with you probably want to do it next season. I'm just saying, next cycle you'll be saying, screw you and your freaking flags. They have about a 57% chance to break up. Just a little bit better than flipping a coin, but not as good as a falling wedgie. Falling wedgies have a much better. I would rather play a falling wedgie that's going to the downside than playing a flag that's going to the upside, buying at the highs at resistance, and then watching your numbers come down in your drawdown. That's what happens with flag chasers. It can work, but hey, it's risky. You always got to say, Or we could just wait for that next market crash, because there's always going to be one. Always. They come. Seems like every few weeks. I wouldn't say every few weeks, but every couple of months we go up a little and then we're going to give it all back. Take a look at ICP. You need to quit watching me, you perv. On the 1 hour, she's doing all the right things. Still got a 100 moving average. There's kind of a sandbag us a little bit, so don't expect her to moon just too far. You know, like, she's not going to $10 today. She'll that will pull her back down. But man, some of these things are looking good on the smaller time frames. I'm going to zoom out on this one so we can see where we are. Ooh, in that middle, that red cloud. That's good. Let's take this trend line and let's now do this. Probably make more sense on the smaller time frames now anyway. Less lost, and now we got a more mature line. Technically, I think you could say that we have a channel, which suggests that, ooh baby, we could start seeing these areas maybe about $9 something, make me holla. Come on, baby. You could do it. You could even get this one. Just on your trajectory. Yeah. Hot dang it. ICP's finally going to do something. Maybe. Sorta. She still hasn't. She's not broken above the neckline yet. That's really when you have your official buy for these patterns like this, when you have a neckline. Your official buy is the breakout of the neckline. It's just your degen traders, like namely me and stuff, that like to try to establish another time below that to start jumping in. And on the daily, if I'm looking at this, I'm saying, shall we go down to the smaller time frame and see if we can find an entry? And I would be like, cool. If she bounces off this 50 again or touches it, maybe we can go for it. Which price is right there right now, 9 over the 50. I would say 831 looks kind of juicy. Smaller time frame, 1 hour, looks like she might be coming down just a little. I'm saying it's at 8:15, somewhere through here. Any chance we get off this trend line? Look good. Just, I'm saying. That's just me talking. Look at the flag to the upside. Yeah. That's one thing that I don't do trade setups. I don't really do flag trade setups. They suck in one way or another. Most times. Especially, look at that, with the little curvature she's played out and then breaks that parabolic move. Let's go, baby. I think you got something going for you, ICP. It's so nice to see you above $7. You were down a lot though, weren't you? I remember picking you up like at $3 or something. When was that? September. This time last year. Yeah, she was down like $2-3. That's when I started growing my bag. No wonder you look so depleted right now. You're just double where you were. She got up too. Just in March, and silly me looking at her like, wow, look at this big old bag of ICP. I thought I had more than what I did. All that. Wish I bought more. And here, look where we are now. You know, $8. Not the juicy $2-3 that we had opportunities forever to buy it over here, but still not a bad price. Breaking out of the falling wedgie with the measured move that can take us well up. Let me do our measure move here. I'll just do them the quick way anyways nowses. And I want to put it where she, and just put it where she retested it. Technically, we were supposed to put our breakouts where they break out, right? Or put the measurement where they break out, right? And that takes us up to the 786 right here. 1775. I guess I want to keep that. That's technically the correct way to go. Or gosh darn it, you can just take this little guy here and put him right there too, and it takes you right there. So we got two different ways. Got my way and then the shortcut. They're both shortcut ways, and they're pretty accurate either way you do it. Measured move for the falling wedges. Yeah, that's a noisy chart here in the daily. ICB. South Cac Dad. How's it? Did I say that right? South Cac Dad? South Cac. What are some volatile altcoins that trade like small caps? We get them in here. A lot of requests for them. Now, I'm not out there actively hunting those because I'm a coin degen just trying to recover and get out of all the many altcoins that I'm in and consolidate. I'm trying to consolidate in a 12-step program at the moment, to be honest with you. I'm starting to shake every time I look at them. But to the top of my mind, I can't think, but we've come across some. The people in the chat will throw out a lot of good altcoins. And Grimmer, he has a lot of places like ADS that we just looked at. That was one. Alchemy. And since we looked at it, she just started busting off. That might be one to look at. So yeah, off the top of my head, I do not have any. I'm trying to see if I've got any written down that we've looked at recently, like small. Honestly, oh well. Altcoins are going to have a struggle, in my personal opinion. One that I did want to take a look at tonight that I haven't looked at in a minute is Crow. This one's got some use case, and I don't know. I don't have the link to throw up. I do have an affiliate link in the descriptions, though, but it's not why I'm doing this. But you know, they have a benefit that you can get some stake it and get some reward points and things like that with the card, and get tiers on the little card. You also get a free one too. They have a free card too. And that card you need to off ramp your profits through this market and stuff. But Crow is sitting here at 8 cents, and I was amazed at last cycle. She got all the way up to 96 cents. And you're thinking, well, how can this happen? Because they are great at marketing, and they own football fields. They did not go bankrupt or anything like that. They will start marketing. They will start hyping up their services, Crypto.com and the Crow chain, and now has its own ecosystem and everything that they've been developing. And I don't know if we'll get back up to 95. They've been doing token burn, so I would think that possibly so. We might be able to see those numbers. But even if she gets up to 50 cents, she's at 8. Just a cool one that you can have and make gains on without just, you know, having to worry about it. Just stack it away, get the benefits from it, get some of the cards and services over there, let it stake, add more, and then, you know, I think it's got a stake for about 6 months or something like that. After that, you can sell it at any time. I didn't know that. I was sitting there waiting, thinking I gotta wait for a time to stake. I'm not going to sell now. I could have sold any time and just really made out like a bandit, because that bag grew like crazy. So if you're looking for something that you can just throw something in, and yeah, I mean, Crow's a good one. It's built on the Cosmos SDK. Just know that, I mean, she's under a dime right now. It won't last. In March, she was up to 17 cents, so there'll be a chance to moonbag this guy when we get back to those areas. And then take your capital out, and then you got a free bag that can, you know, go ahead and 3 or 4x from there, maybe. Man books, shame. Oh man, I'm way behind on all this. Good brown gravy. Carlson coin. I'm not familiar with that one. Let's see what we got on. Oh, you do over on MEXC. I haven't used MEXC in a long time. I think I still can though. I moved off because I thought I couldn't anymore. But I moved everything off mostly. I didn't have as much luck. For some reason, I do better on futures on other exchanges than I know MEXC, and I know they're supposed to have low fees and everything, but for some reason, I was like, I just don't seem to have the same. My luck seems better other places than it does there for some reason. I don't know what that says. I'm not trying to say anything, but hey, they want to verify me. YouTube is throwing up the verification screen. All right, so Carlson coin here on the daily, we're below the 9, so I'm talking bad about it. Can recover though. Yeah, it looks interesting. So she looks like she's at, are you at the 618 or at 786? 618. Below the, okay, you're in between, right? Sandwich in between. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Still accumulating below there. So she's at 0.01. What does her profit look like? If you bought some here and she goes up to her first targets, 55% gains, that's not bad. Not bad at all. 0.0025, I like that. And then of course I'm throwing this one out here because if you got the patience, I think you'll come back and say, gosh dang it, that was a great target. And that's at 0.0038. If you got the patience to do this one, because that'd be a great one to try to moonbag it. It'd be easy to moonbag it 100% whenever you double your money and pull it out. And then you got nothing to worry about. Just move that over to somewhere else. Keep stacking all them moonbags, and then you get a bunch of coins you got to manage. Pick your moonbags. Pick good projects to moonbag is what I would say. Don't do what I did. Well, this one, I don't know what it is, but it looks like it can moonbag. Let's go get it. All right, so Carlson, She's got to get above 0.0017, say 18, get above there, hold it. A lot of sell pressure, a lot of buy pressure, just keep her range bound right here. But she's range bound at the bottom. Looks like a hockey stick, but she did have some stuff going on. When was this? Was this March? This was this year. Maybe. I don't know anything about this project or what it is, but consider that information. We're just looking at all this. Considering that she had this up to this year. Shoot, let's look at this guy. We need to come up here, 0.007. That's, and then right over here, same story. Now what your gains look like. So these could be lottery ticket plays. They can. That's how I would look at them. You find something that's on the bottom like this, and that's kind of an interesting sign. We're past that area, so now it's at some point we got to just wait for her to decide to start popping up and making up ground, and that could happen. And if you look at like where we are now, 0.0016617-ish. This target's worth going for right here. 329%, and it's likely. She's likely to get rejected the first time, or a little bit rejected, but she may quickly recover back up to this area at 0.01. That's 5x. So $100 can turn into $5 or $500 just to get here and not even get back to a target that's not even the highest that we've been the whole year. If you went back to where, okay, just to there, that's a 10x. Go back to the highs we had from where we are now. 16, 17x. So yeah, if you got the, where's this one? Are you on CoinTrendz? Jeez, my degens are tingling. Excuse me, folks. I'm going to the bathroom for a second. I'm going to trade on the potty. I like it. Me personally, I like these kind of things, but I'm probably not going to get into it. And probably, I used to have a post-it note now that I could never look at, and now I don't have a post-it note. I feel like I need to write it down somewhere. KLS. Tell you what I will do. I will throw it over here to our watch list. It'll be at the bottom, and I'll remember to put it somewhere. But for me, I kind of like these kind of things. On the 4 hour, she's still in trouble. I mean, you just slowly accumulate. $25 here, $25 there, 25. You get $100 just kind of thrown in there, and then if she's 17x's, if you get that, if she's just 10x's, $1,000. A few months. Oh look, this is $1,000. Cash around. Let's roll that to something else. So I mean, just ideas. I like the shapes. So I do these things. I do take, this is for position traders are like, oh my God, we need to build a position on this one because the 10x of a $10,000 position, and that would move this market like, I mean, I don't know anything about the market cap or anything, but small positions could turn into bigger positions with this. I wouldn't go crazy with your position size though. They do have the risk. Sam says Bella. Take a quick look at Bella. How long have I been going? Holy crap. An hour and 45 minutes. Doesn't ever seem like it's ever going to be that long. Like, would never think I would have anything to talk about and run my mouth about for 2 hours straight. What do you got going on? You're at a 236, 382. No, that's a 0.5. See, it looks like, well, gosh darn it. Let me get a few extra opinions here. I think she can, I think she can hit this again, 0.012. I think we're headed there. I think we got a shot to head there. We're breaking a trend line. It's basically a channel idea that we're in. A measurement would take us down in those areas. I know that We got some good moving averages above the 200. Looks like you could bounce off that 200 whatever. She probably will, but she'll probably roll over after that. The other moving averages have got some stuff to work out in this range down here. So we will probably come down here at one of these two places. I think the 618, but between 0.012 and 0.014-ish. 1038-ish. It'll take it a while to get there. You'll be like, you're a sucker, dog. You don't know what you're talking about. Then like, you know, like Tuesday, you're like, oh crap, look where we are. One of those kind of odd is, I blame it on Lacey. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It looks like, you know, I don't know what the weekend's going to be like. Looks like we're holding pretty well. I think that we're getting a little bit of bullish sentiment that may last a few weeks, and we should take advantage of it. Some of these things, I'm like wondering, can this sustain itself? I mean, we're on the 4-hour, 800 moving average. It looks like it would just reverse here. There were some signs saying, we want to come down now and lose it. But we still hang out up here. We're hanging out, and even then, if Bitcoin drops, I'm looking about 60 at the $62,000 area. We're there now, just at the bottoms of it, maybe. Seeing if that area holds. Interesting weekend. I don't know. It may just be lackluster. It would be cool if we just kind of hold steady, and that might help our altcoins. But there are the signs here, such as the MACD saying, no, 62 may be where we're headed. So the shorts that we got playing, the ones I got playing, are slowly, maybe they will go. It's so boring shorting this market until something actually happens. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night with an update, and let's go make that money. I'll try to find some altcoin setups tomorrow night and everything, whether we long or short or what we try to do. See you guys later. Have a good one. Find the button. Sean?
Come on, come here,
All right, Road Dog. I was a little late. I piddled on myself again. It's dribble.
you freaky dog.
I'm sorry. I don't mean. I was just trying to give you an honest answer. Talk too much. Sean.
Every word that comes out is a lie.
No more.
Make you look like you're so
No thrush.
you won't make it to the finish line.
I'm gonna go sit over here.
I know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Fade eye off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets.
Oh, really? That sounds cool, Mr. Miles. Because those miners aren't really doing very well for me at the moment. Interesting. Oh, cool. Y'all got some alpha. That sounds smart, man. Perhaps I need to look into that. You guys are awesome.
Give me a miracle.
Love you guys.
Talking about big cash.
Good night, everybody.